Okay, let's continue the next point. File system mounting. It's a very simple concept. Okay, so mounting means attaching. Okay, if we attach pen drive to the computer, we will get the USB is mounted. Okay, if we connect external pocket disk, we can see that external pocket disk in C drive, D drive, E drive. Apart from that, new drive will get created. That is called as mounting. Okay, so it's a very simple. Here you assume that there is one node, okay, which has a right child called users. Users has two child, Bill and Fred. Fred has a child called help. Okay, so there is one separate spanning file system, that's a tree structure, which has Sue, Jane, programs and doc. Okay, programs and doc. So what happens when we try to mount this file Jane onwards? You can see here. Okay, so this is what the previous diagram, Jane. Okay, I want to attach this Jane onwards, Jane onwards to users. So that means what? I have to remove this Fred and help. Okay, Fred and help. See, you can see here, Fred and help are removed. So Jane is mounted now, mounted under users. Okay, what happens? Very simple way is you can see C drive, D drive, E drive. You have done partitions like this: C for OS, D for study, E for family photos. Like that you have done. So your friend has gave you on pocket disk with some cricket game installed in that. Okay, or a backup of some cricket game or some other game, which is a big in the file size, which you cannot copy using any of a pen drive. So what you will do, you will bring his pocket disk and you will connect it to the computer. Suddenly what it will do is, it will show C, D, E drives which are from your computer and F drive which is connected just now in the name of your friend hard disk. So that means what? User earlier root was 3 drives, C, D and E. Now fourth drive has connected, that's a F, which is a disk of the hard disk of your friend. So that means without mounting we cannot access the file. So mounting means including that file system in already active tree structure of our computer. If we detach it, we cannot access. So meaning is what? Without mounting we cannot access any of the externally stored file system. To access portable file system, we have to mount it on any of a computer. Then only we can use such a file system. Okay, so coming for the next file sharing. I hope you know this in terms of mobile, like sharing a document, PDF like notes, assignment, some YouTube videos related to some algorithm, okay, lab related practical videos. See, when you will take a file from your computer or your mobile, you wish to send it to your friend or a relative, then it is a file sharing technique. For file sharing we have plenty of modes like WhatsApp, Gmail, okay, Google Drive, then Google Photos, then so many like ShareIt application was there. Okay, like that we use sharing. So whenever we use a sharing, there exists a concept of multi-user. That means from you are sending into another of your friend or a relative. Definitely these two are users. If you want to broadcast, like share in a group, WhatsApp group, like how we used to share messages in our 4th semester A class, once one person is a source, remaining all are the receivers. They will get a message at a time with equal priority. Okay, so here all the sharing protocols or applications like WhatsApp, Facebook or Gmail, they will provide a minimum protection for sure. Okay, it is not like I think you can see some word like end-to-end encryption is there in a WhatsApp message chatting. So that means third person cannot see the message. Okay, only the person who has sent, who has received, they can read the message. Other person, even if they try, it is not going to get accessed. Okay, so that is called as protection. Okay, and when it is compulsory that file sharing will become essential is when it is a distributed system. That means what? The data is not present in common or a one computer. Okay, it is present in different computers placed at different geographical positions. Like, okay, so today I will try to search live cricket score, okay, on the Google. So what happens? The cricket game is going in some Australia or some other continent. So what they do is whatever they can, they will get a cricket score or a changes. They will update in their local server. That local server has a data right now. So using Google will access that server. So that I will access Google server. So indirectly I am accessing that Australian server who is continuously, or some other country server who is continuously changing the score as per that game. Okay, so that means file sharing is a concept where there is two different geography users are there. Users are present in two different geographies. Okay, so the file transfer takes place over the internet is called as network file system. Okay, network file system. So whenever we are transferring a file or sharing a file, few important things are there, like user ID and group ID. So what do you mean by user ID and group ID? See, fourth semester A group we have created. What is a rule for that is we have to send only academic related videos, PPTs or notes or any notifications like messages. We cannot send any of the joke or etc. That is official. That means all the participants of that group, they have their own ID. Even though they want to send some cricketer images to his friend or her friend, okay, but it is not provided or not allowed in the group. That means all the members of that group, they are allowed to use restricted type of data. Okay, and no other person apart from your class and your class teachers are allowed to access the group. Okay, so like that we will restrict them. So we will identify individualized user, and if someone violated a rule, we can give a punishment. Okay, if someone did an achievement and they posted their certificate, we can congratulate them by identifying who is that person who did achievements, etc. Okay, so next one is whenever we are sharing a file, we should be take care about owner of the file and group owner of the file. That means, see, what happens is if I send a link related to OS video, OS class video, all students are, I am the owner of a file and all student can access it. Okay, so next what happens, some others mechanical branch staff, okay, who has prepared a video and he cannot send over here because he is not a group member of our class. Okay, so that is means we for that file he is a owner, but not not a authorized person to send message in our group. Like that, there for every file there exists a owner, but if they are actual owner, they can send, if they are actual member of a group, they can send a data or they can share a data. Okay, so the next one is file sharing in remote file systems. So simple way is, remote file means two persons, as I told already, the one person who is sending and the other person who is receiving, definitely in the two different geographical positions. So that means what, here one person who is sending is far from the person who is receiving. Okay, so how many types of protocols will work here? So the three type of protocols: FTP, DFS, WWW. These are the three protocols which works between two person who are in the two different geography called remote places from each other. Remote means far place. Okay, FTP means manually the some programs, file transfer protocol. So here every activity or the algorithm activities substeps are to be done by manual. It was an old method of file transfer. So automatically, this is what we are using. Everything like a chat bot in today's bank or some of the website, we can see chat bot, so they will answer for the user question. Okay, so that is also kind of data transfer. So semi automatically, this is what the most popular World Wide Web. Okay, that means what here I think you can imagine this checking a result in VT website. So why it is semi automatical is you cannot see all the student result in one search. Every student should give their USN plus the CAPTCHA given there. Once the CAPTCHA is correct, see when you typing the USN and typing the CAPTCHA is manual. Okay, once you type, then you will click on submit button or search button. So the data is searched and the results of a student shown on the screen. It is automatic. So partial it is manual, partial it is automatic, hence it is called as semi-automatic. So all the most popular data search is semi-automatic. That's why today we have www, that means World Wide Web, so much strong whenever we are working about data transfer or file sharing. So the best algorithm or mode of data transfer which matches www is client and server. As I told, the students used to search their result, they use client and server architecture. Client means the one we are who wanted to get work done by. Always client should request the server that, say for example, https results.vtu.ac.in. When I hit a enter button, it is understood that I am requesting from my computer to the VTU server. Okay, so once the VTU server is free to give the service, he will respond, the server will respond that okay, it will show the results window. Then it will, you need to give the USN and USN, if USN is valid and CAPTCHA is correct, the server will give back the results. Okay, server will provide service for multiple clients at any instance of a time, because the servers are always high configuration than the clients. So client and user side, always every client will have identification like MAC address. Every client device is identified by MAC address of that particular device. Okay, so NFS is a new file system. New file system is supported in Unix. Then the Windows protocol will support CISF. Okay, type of file system. That means Common Internet File System. So anything we download using Windows OS or in the Windows OS, so that defaultly belongs to CIFS, Common Internet File System. Okay, so based upon a different operating system, different file system will exist. Okay, so next one is when the file sharing will fails. Okay, when you are sending a photo to your father or a parent or a friend, will fail. One is insufficient memory in the device, that's a RAM. Okay, if my mobile memory is almost full, I cannot send a data. Okay, so also the very common issues are network problem. So good quality of network is not available, that time also we cannot send a data. Okay, server failure, if we get a server services are less speed or the failure of a server, that we call it as server down. Okay, so that in such a situation we cannot send a data. Okay, so whenever we are sending a data, we send a data in terms of meta format. Metadata means we should be very careful about data and metadata. Data means the actual data what I wanted to send. Metadata means excluding data, other information like file name, file type, file size, creation date, then modification date, all these owner access, all these are called as metadata. So different data means original information, metadata means it's a data which will support the original data. Okay, there is one more important thing, statelessness. What do you mean by stateless meaning? Okay, always we say the this one. I think you might have seen a forbidden 404 error whenever you are searching something in the internet. Okay, what do you mean by forbidden 404 error or some other errors means? See, it is the client is trying to access a server, but server is not responding as per the client expectation, and also it doesn't the client cannot decide server is down. Sometimes what happens, two students who are using same type of server, one person will get a service but another person will not get a service. I think it happened in some of the government websites like ration or etc. See what happens, even you might have experienced during a ATM. So when you try to access a ATM, for you it is not working. So what you will do, you will wait outside, sending one more person inside. If he get a service, again you will try. Okay, that means when you tried earlier, there was a confusion for server that how to provide a service for your request. So that is called as statelessness. Okay, so that is what with respect to the file sharing problems. File sharing consistency semantics. How better or how exactly or how definitely we can say sharing of a file is consistent. So what do you mean by consistent? I think you can see the consistency during if you watch some online movies or you play the online games like race etc. So what happens if there is a no consistency? So suddenly some good quantity of service will be given, so you can play the game comfortably. After about 1 minute or 2 minutes, suddenly the video will get pause. Okay, again you will wait. So after 1 minute or half minute, again good quality of service will come. That means you can play. So that means discontinuous or non-uniform data sharing will take place. That's not a good sign or a good feature. So always there should be a consistent. That means if you are getting if you are playing an online game, you are expecting continuously good quality of service from the network. If that is available, then only user feels comfort. Okay, so there are three types of consistency that those are in a different environment. Two types. One is Andrew file system, and Unix file system. So what do you mean by Andrew file system is when we are working on complex operations in two different geography, like say space station. So what happens in a space station is the scientist who is working in a space station, they are very far from the earth. They do some calculation, they do some research in the space station, and they would like to send answer or results to the earth. Okay, so what happens here is whatever their representation that should be sent to the earth. So there is no direct wire from earth to the space station. So they should be well designed, well encrypted and sent back. So that designing or formatting a data is called as Andrew file system. So we have to use very accurate representation. Okay, so one more thing is very simple, which you are already aware about Unix, which you might have studied in your third semester, or you are going to study in your fifth semester. Unix file system, it's a very important. So how a student who belongs to computer science, how better he want to work on a file system, he should work more or he should study more in a Unix, because Unix is a best platform to study how a file system is on a computer. Okay, so Unix is a best consistent semantic for understanding the file, all type of file operations, because the everything whatever we do in our Windows, like copy paste, delete, draw everything using a mouse, here we will do. In our Unix, we should do all these activities using commands. So as a student practice more and more commands, he will come to know or he will get a more knowledge about the file system of that Unix. Okay, so that finishes our the chapter 10. Okay, so let me share you one important stage where we are with respect to the subject. Okay, here you can see this. We are in the module 4, file system. Here you can see, okay, implementation, file as a concept, access methods, directory structure, file system mounting that we have studied today, file sharing and protection. Okay, so protection means security. Now we'll go for one more chapter, implementing file system. Okay, this will take little 2 or 3 classes. Implementing file system. In that today we are going to study about a file system structure and if possible file system implementation. Okay, so let's take the next chapter, that's a file system structure, or also we call it as file system implementation. Okay, right. So what do you mean by file system or its a structure is, okay, so first very basic definition of file is called, it's a storage unit. It's a storage unit. There are many types of files like object file, PNG file, JPEG file, MP4, MP3, then doc file, docx, PDF, etc. Okay, these all are files. They do store similar type of data. Nowadays we have hybrid files. See, what you mean by hybrid files is, if you open up some IEEE paper, okay, you can see text, you can see some numericals like equations which consist of mathematical symbols, you can see some images, some graphs, okay, some of algorithm codes, okay, so lot. It's a hybrid now. So anything I store in a file, it is called as logical storage unit. Okay, if I create a file, it is called as logical storage unit. So if we collect, okay, if we collect something related to some scenario or some object, we do store all those in our common file and we call that as the related information. Say, I hope you all know about data structures. Struct student. So what happens here in a struct student? We do store student USN, which is an integer, student name, character, student percentage, float, student address, mixture of all, like second cross, hash 35, etc. See these symbols. So that means what? File means maybe a same data or maybe a hybrid data, but they are related to some object in real world. Okay, so that is called as collection of related information. So always file system resides on hard disk. Okay, so I hope you know, if you create a file, it will be stored on the disk. So whenever you open a file from hard disk, it is loaded onto the RAM. From there, a part of file is loaded onto the cache and registers, so on, for the processing. Okay, so file will always provide best user interface to store. So here you can see I am using one PDF file, sorry, PPT file. What I am explaining here is PPT. So in this PPT, what I am storing is, okay, related to the file system structure. So I am storing some definitions, I am storing some numbers, I am storing some diagrams. Okay, that means what? Okay, when I open up a file after some days, I can recall what all we discussed that day, so that I will get a knowledge in future days. Okay, so it provide efficient and convenient access to the disk. If you access a file, it is indirectly you are accessing a disk, not completely but part of the disk. Always you can see disk is divided into 2 to 3 drives generally. C drive for OS, D drive for study material, E drive for family photos, like that. Okay, so in this D drive we can expect papers, then study related materials. In the E drive you can expect family photos, family videos, etc. Okay, that means we are indirectly accessing part of the disk. Okay, so if I say a file is created, so some part of memory on the disk is reserved for it. In that file I can keep the file empty, I can write part of a data, or I can write a large amount of a data, but it is allowed for me to write something into the data, but condition is I should be the allowed user of that file. If a file is there and for me it is a executable, permission is only given, I cannot read, I cannot write. Okay, so that care we have to take. So as I told, if I open a file, from file some content is loaded onto the RAM. So, and if I want to write into the file, some content from RAM is transferred to the file. That means a data movement takes place between file and RAM and the disk. Disk here it is called as file. Okay, so this IO transfer is performed in terms of blocks. This is important. Okay, even though the computer access the data in terms of bytes, but every time only 1 byte of data is not shifted or transferred. Instead, some sufficient or good number of bytes of data is transferred. Here it is mentioning that one block, one data transfer takes place means 512 bytes of information has transferred from file to the disk, or RAM to the disk, or disk to the RAM, vice versa. Each file is controlled by file control block. So this I am going to explain in the next step. Okay, so always disk, as I told, disk is accessed only in terms of blocks. Okay, so the file system, if there is a good file system, if we want to say a file system is good, it should allow the data transfer in terms of blocks. So if the data transfer is in terms of blocks, there exist two challenges. First challenge is how to store a data on the disk, so that can be reviewed or presented to the user, which makes or redefine the structure. See, you are going to access a library, you are going to search something in the library. So if you don't know how they have stored library textbook, then you cannot easily find it. Say for example, they have stored first thing branch wise. If you go to the particular branch, again they have stored in terms of year wise. 4th year book separate, 3rd year book separate. Again, if you select 1 year book, they have arranged in terms of semester, odd semester and even semester. Again in the odd semester, subject wise they have arranged. So this is what, if you don't know this, you may not get a best, you may not find a textbook in minimum amount of a time. Okay, so second challenge is, if we create a data structure to store a data, so that whenever it is required, it is accessed perfectly. So if we don't create a particular data structure, say for example pointers, if you don't know about a pointer, so say for example you will go to library and you will ask him where is a particular textbook, he will show the finger, that means pointing. If you don't know what you mean by pointing, then it is of no use. In the same way, if we know how to manage or how to handle pointers, then it is easy for us to get a file. Okay, so so the file system is layered. See, on the top we have application programs, then comes a logical file system, file organization module, basic file system, input output control, and devices. Devices here means the hard disk. Application means the way in which, for which we will open up any of a file. Okay, so as I told, you should be very concentrate much on this question, layered file system. Okay, so devices, here the last point, devices means actually the hardware where the data transfer takes place, like disk or the RAM or the cache. Okay, so next this is controlled by IO control units. If you transfer a data from file to the RAM. So what happens? Disk to the RAM, the data is transferred. Or if you perform write operation from RAM towards the disk, the data. See, these devices are controlled by input output devices like keyboard, monitor, or writing into CPU writing into CPU or from a CPU towards the memory. So this is controlled by basic file system. I hope you know about BIOS setup word you might heard. Basic input output system. It issues general command. It issues a general command during a data transfer. Since each physical block is identified by each block is identified by unique address, it is important to identify which block you are working on or the process is working on. So by basic file system should identify on which block a process is working. If it is failed to identify the particular block, then the data transfer becomes failure. Okay, next is file organization module. See, this is, as I told, library, how they organized. Okay, whether they organized branch wise, year wise, or they are organized based upon the language of a textbook, okay, or the size of a textbook, that's not be a correct. So organization of a organization module means it should be well defined organization. If well defined organization of a file system is not present, then that file system becomes collapsed. Okay, so it is just like a small kid putting all his toys in the same bucket. So what he will do in the next time, whenever he want to get some particular toy from the bucket, so he will take a more time, or else he has to put everything on the floor and search for that. So putting everything on the floor means it is making again dirty the environment. That should not happen. So meaning is what? The file organization module should be very, very accurate. It should organize the files in proper way. So next is the logical file system. It will manages the metadata. So what do you mean by metadata? In the previous point I have told, data means the information what we wanted to transfer. So metadata means except data, everything. So if you create a file, okay, if you create a file, one file, right now we will write inside that about JCET Hubli. So whatever I write inside that, that is called as data. So apart from this, there are some things called creation date, user name, owner name, type of a file, how much size is there. This all thing is one side, and actual data is another side. So apart from data, what all the features are required for a file, that is maintained in logical file system. And one more is application program. So that means whether you are preparing a PDF file, or you are preparing a doc file, or you are preparing some paint, using paint JPG file is created or PNG file is created. So that you mean by here. Okay, one definition, file control block. So it's a it will holds complete information about a file, okay, including data and metadata, and device driver, that means which controls the hardware in real, okay, hardware in real. So next, the one which I told here about different file, different layers of a file system. Device drivers, it is the hardware on which we are working as a file. Basic file system, which will tell us the information about the general information about the file system. So like buffers and caches, what they will hold for the duration. So file system, file organization will tell us how the file is organized into, okay, with the help of library, college library, I tried to explain. And logical file system, so they will maintain, as I told, metadata of information, and also they work on file control blocks. So file control block again will contains complete information about a file. So using a logical file system, we can manage a directory. So how we are going to get that part in the later portion of this our chapter. Okay, what are the uses having this file system in a layered approach means? See, let's say I want to transfer a file from C drive to D drive to E drive. So what happens? I will open that file and I will open a file and I will copy from one D drive, and I will go to D drive and paste it. I mean other drive I will paste it. So during this, what really happens is I am accessing some part of a hard disk. So and using that part I am transferring the data to other. So if I get any mistake or anything fault or a mistake happens here, so I can easily identify what is a mistake and what made me to get a wrong output or not getting any output. So I can check stage by stage or layer by layer, and I can solve the problem where the problem has occurred. So that is what using. So it will reduce the complexity of the identifying the mistake where it will occur. So always the logical address should be it will also avoids the possible occurrence of duplication of a data. So that duplication problem we can solve. Okay, so file system, these are some examples how the different OS will use different layers of the different layer file structure. Okay, so these are Google file structure is there, Oracle assembler structure is there, Fuse is there. These all are the different type of file system. So next one we have file system implementation. So we have here two important points. One is on disk and in memory. Okay, please remember this, on disk and in memory. What do you mean by on disk? It will hold information about how to boot an operating system, related data, and related how many free memory blocks are available, how many memory blocks are already used, etc. Such a data is stored in on disk file implementation, on disk file system implementation. So what do you mean by booting, and which part will hold this? Okay, if you have installed two OS in your computer, definitely whenever you turn on a computer you will get a multiple option. You need to press the down arrow mark and select one operating system which you want to boot. This happens in our college, especially in our department computer. We have installed Windows as well as Ubuntu. So whenever you turn on a computer, you will get one option whether you want to load Windows or Ubuntu. So using down arrow mark, you will select one and you will go for the further actions. Okay, so this OS program or OS content is stored in the on disk boot part. So that part which controls the boot function or boot part of a software is called as boot control block. So boot means the first part of a system which will gets executed whenever we start a system for working. So next one is volume control block. So it is not the sound, instead it is size. It is size. Whether we have less volume or the more volume. I think you can see if you open up a computer C drive, D drive, E drive, generally C drive will be more size. That means volume than D and E. So why C will have more? Because of OS, because of installed software, okay, because of what we can say is internet connection, downloads. So that makes a C drive more in a size than the D drive or E drive. Again, if we keep study, if we compare study and entertainment or some family photo, study drive will have less because they have only doc type of files, whereas entertainment related will have media files, video files, which will be more in size. So how much space you reserve for C drive, D drive, E drive, that is stored in volume control block. Okay, so the next one is directory structure. Per file system is used to organize the files. Okay, so the next point about in memory is, okay, so in memory is used for file system management and performance improvement. So how better we can improve the performance and how we can use the free space which are available at different locations of the hard disk. So once we mount a file system on into our computer or into our file system of a computer, so then it will be mounted on freely available space. Okay, so not all the time we can say all the files will be allocated continuously. They may allocated different positions also. They should be linked with each other so that user will not feel that the file is broken and stored. Okay, broken into pieces and stored. He should feel that file is stored continuously. Okay, so in memory directory structure cache hold which all the files we have used recently. Okay, so also system wide opens a file table which will copy of file control block for each opened file. Okay, whenever we open up one process or one process, so process may use multiple files. Say for example, I want to transfer data from D drive to E drive. In the D drive I have stored 4th semester OS, some questions I have placed. I want to copy into E drive. So what happens is, definitely I should have two minimum files. First file from where I am taking, second file to where I am copying. Source file is there, destination file is not there, then copy paste operation cannot be done. So that means what? From where we are taking and to where we are copying, the process is copying. So this should have minimum two files. That's what copy paste. Okay, so now per process how many files are required, that is also maintained in FCB, file control block. So that's what now file control block. How many files? See, you can see here file permissions, file date when it is created, access written, who all are the users, what is the file size, how many data pointers are there to use, access, close, create, etc. These complete information is there in FCB, file control block. Okay, as I told, in memory file system will have all these options. Okay, so there are some diagrams. I'm going to show them in the upcoming classes. Okay, so mount a table, as I told, to access a file, first it should be mounted on the computer file system, then only we can use. So whenever we mount, we cannot assure that always it will be in a continuous memory location. It may be broken into pieces and mounted, but user should not feel that the file is part by part stored. That is called as fragmentation, external fragmentation. So we are the OS will use fragmentation, but user should not feel that using fragmentation file has been stored. You can see here how the file will be stored. Okay, see here the diagram. When a person wants to open a file, see here, very important, when person wants to open a file, okay, he will double click on a file. So first immediately that file is not searched in the hard disk. It is checked in the directory structure whether that file is already opened or not. If it is already opened, so no need to go and check in the hard disk. Directly that file itself is accessed. You can see here, directly that file is accessed. But if that file is already not open, that file pointer is supplied to the secondary disk. Secondary disk will search that file, then it will give the command of open, means effect of open, right? Okay, so how this is about open, how the read will work. What is the difference between open and read? Open means simply open a file, read means get content from the file. Get content from the file. See now, whenever we want to get content from a file, we should know that should we want to collect all data of that file, or do we want part of a data, whether that part of data is in the beginning, at end, or somewhere in the middle. So that is called as index. Okay, so I will tell you, get 15th page and 16th page of a textbook. So what do you mean by 15th page and 16th page? It is neither the 1 to 14th nor 16th onwards. So exactly 15th and 16th. So I am indexing now. Get the Xerox of 15th and 16th page. So what we will do? So that means you are taking only the content of 15th and 16th page. How it will work? So it's a read operation. So what I told, get the Xerox of 15th and 16th page. So I am telling you the index also. So you will check whether that index is or those pages you have already. If you have that, okay, so you will open up that which you have with you. If you don't have, then you will try to get it from the textbook. Okay, so if you have already took a Xerox of 15th and 16th, you will refer the same page, Xerox page. If you don't have, you will visit library and get the textbook, then Xerox, then you will get back the data. So whenever you will get back the data, you will update the structure that your bag is updated with Xerox of 15th and 16th page of a textbook. I hope you understood now. In the next class, we will continue about the further concepts.